Solomon's secrets, demons, magic, and giants in the lost scriptures. Few figures in the annals of history have gripped the collective imagination like King Solomon. Celebrated for his unparalleled wisdom, Solomon's influence stretched far beyond the borders of his kingdom, making him an enduring symbol of intrigue and mystery. However, his wisdom transcended mere political or judicial insight. It delved deeply into the realms of the mystical, the occult, and the esoteric. Beneath the surface of the biblical accounts lies a concealed narrative, one that paints Solomon as not only a sagacious ruler, but a master of ancient magic. His reign, enveloped in both light and shadow, reveals stories of extraordinary power. A king who wielded dominion over demons, conversed with the ancient giants, and held within his grasp secrets that surpassed human comprehension. What was the true source of Solomon's mystical powers? How did he come to command supernatural forces and harness demonic energies? And perhaps most intriguingly, what role did the Nephilim, the enigmatic giants of old, play in his arcane reign? These are the mysteries found within the lost scriptures, mysteries that have puzzled scholars and seekers of wisdom for centuries. As we embark on this exploration of King Solomon's magical and mysterious life, the question remains, will we be ready for the answers that await us? If this journey into the hidden world of Solomon's secrets has intrigued you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights and questions help us delve deeper into the mysteries of history and beyond. First, Solomon's mastery of magic. King Solomon remains one of the most enigmatic figures of historical and spiritual traditions, his legacy interwoven with themes of faith, wisdom, and profound mystery. Though widely recognized for his unmatched intellect and the construction of the first temple in Jerusalem, ancient texts and legends suggest a deeper, more arcane aspect of Solomon, an extraordinary blend of kingly power, divine connection, and occult mastery. Solomon's legend transcends the earthly domain, portraying him as a ruler not just of men, but of supernatural forces, hinting at an engagement with both light and shadow. This intricate portrayal of Solomon emerges from a mosaic of biblical scripture, apocryphal writings, and folklore. For some, Solomon stands as the quintessential wise king, endowed with divine insight. Yet, in lesser-known narratives, he occupies a liminal space between worlds, commanding powers that defy mortal understanding. Central to this legend is Solomon's mastery of magic, particularly his reputed control over demons and spirits. This dimension of his mythic persona transforms Solomon from a revered sovereign into a figure whose power evokes both awe and trepidation. The exploration of his supernatural influence centers on his famed ring and his dominion over dark entities. In canonical sources, particularly the Hebrew Bible, Solomon is depicted as a king chosen by God, blessed with unparalleled wisdom. Upon ascending to the throne after the death of his father, King David, God appeared to Solomon in a dream, offering him anything he wished. With striking humility, Solomon asked for wisdom to rule his people with justice. God, pleased with this request, granted Solomon not only wisdom, but also immense wealth and honor. Solomon's sagacity is immortalized in tales of his governance, such as the famous judgment of two women disputing the motherhood of a child. His proposed solution, to divide the infant in two, revealed the true mother a decision that solidified his reputation for keen discernment and fairness. However, certain esoteric traditions suggest that Solomon's wisdom extended beyond human intelligence. Ancient mystical sources, especially within Jewish, Islamic, and Christian traditions, attribute to Solomon a knowledge that encompassed the hidden mechanisms of the universe. His wisdom, they argue, was not merely intellectual, but also metaphysical, encompassing both the natural and the supernatural, the divine and the dark. A key element of the mystical portrayal of Solomon is the legend of his magical ring, often called the Seal of Solomon. This ring was believed to possess extraordinary powers, enabling Solomon to control supernatural entities such as demons and genies, inscribed with the ineffable name of God, either a sacred word or symbol. The ring granted Solomon dominion over creation's spiritual forces. The concept of a magical ring conferring power over spirits is found in several religious and cultural traditions, but in Solomon's case, its power was twofold. It was both a divine gift and a tool of magic. The ring symbolized Solomon's unique role as a mediator between the human and divine realms, wielding authority over both forces of light and darkness. Through this ring, Solomon could summon and command demons, binding them to his will. According to apocryphal accounts, these demons labored in service to Solomon, particularly in constructing the first temple of Jerusalem. Some traditions claim that demons, under Solomon's command, shaped the stones and completed the monumental work required for the temple's construction. In this, the ring embodies a duality present throughout Solomon's life. On the one hand, it signified divine authority. On the other, it represented a perilous mastery over dark, occult forces. Solomon's control over demons is one of the most controversial aspects of his legend. Ancient stories portray him summoning and interrogating demons, extracting from them their secrets and knowledge of the unseen world. Each demon governed a particular domain of life or nature, and Solomon's ability to manipulate these forces endowed him with immense power over both the material and spiritual realms. Yet, Solomon's mastery over demons was not without risk. The demons he controlled were powerful, dangerous beings, and Solomon had to maintain constant vigilance to avoid losing control. His dominion over these forces was sanctioned by divine wisdom, yet the nature of the power he wielded brought him to the edge of peril. This delicate balance reflects the broader human struggle to manage forces that can both aid and destroy, embodying the tension between power and morality, wisdom and corruption. Solomon's story resonates with the archetype of the tragic hero, one gifted with extraordinary abilities, but whose gifts bring peril as well as triumph. His control over demons symbolizes the broader existential struggle to confront dark, destructive forces, both within and outside of human nature. The greater his power, the greater the risk that he might fall from his position of righteous ruler to that of tyrant or villain. Ultimately, the legend of Solomon's magical mastery serves as a profound meditation on the nature of power and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. Solomon's ring, his dominion over demons, and the construction of the temple are not merely fantastical elements, they are symbolic of his lifelong navigation between divine grace and the perilous allure of occult knowledge. Solomon's tale reminds us that even the wisest among us are vulnerable to the temptations of power, and that the line between heroism and corruption is often perilously thin. In the end, Solomon's legacy is one of paradox. His wisdom, a divine gift, brought both greatness and tragedy. His mastery of the occult world, though a testament to his extraordinary abilities, also reveals the inherent dangers of wielding such power. As a cautionary tale, Solomon's life reflects the complex interplay between knowledge, morality, and the potential for corruption that resides within even the most gifted of souls. Two, giants and supernatural beings. In the ancient imagination, the existence of giants and supernatural beings evoked both awe and dread, serving as powerful symbols of human powerlessness in the face of overwhelming forces. Among the most enigmatic of these entities are the Nephilim, a race of giants briefly mentioned in sacred texts, yet their significance reverberates through myth and legend. The Nephilim, often thought to be the progeny of fallen angels and human women, were described as towering figures of immense strength and intellect, roaming the earth during a time when the lines between the divine and the mortal realms were blurred. King Solomon's mystical journey, already rich with encounters with demons and other spiritual entities, is also said to have included significant interactions with these ancient giants. While Solomon's control over demons is more widely recounted, his encounters with the Nephilim reveal a deeper, more introspective layer of his spiritual quest. These beings, with their ancient knowledge and boundless power, represented both a profound source of wisdom and a lurking danger. Solomon's ability to communicate with them, to unlock their hidden knowledge, underscores the vastness of his magical and spiritual command. Yet, these encounters also reflect the psychological and emotional burdens that come with wielding such extraordinary power, as Solomon confronts the tragic legacy of the Nephilim, creatures of a forgotten yet glorious past. The Nephilim make a brief appearance in the biblical book of Genesis, where they are described as the offspring of the sons of God, often interpreted as fallen angels and the daughters of men. They are portrayed as giants who lived during a period of corruption before the Great Flood. Genesis 6:4 states, "The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown." However, apart from these few verses, little is said of the Nephilim, leaving their existence wrapped in ambiguity. Despite their brief mention in canonical scripture, the Nephilim occupy a central role in various religious traditions and mythologies. In apocryphal Jewish and Christian texts, as well as in later folklore, they are depicted as beings of enormous stature and strength, whose capacities far exceeded those of ordinary humans. They are regarded as both a blessing and a curse, heroes of a primordial era, yet also symbols of divine punishment and human arrogance. The flood that obliterated them from the earth is interpreted as God's judgment on the moral decay they ushered in. The presence of the Nephilim speaks to a time when the divine and human spheres were intimately intertwined. These beings represented not just physical giants, but holders of knowledge far surpassing human comprehension. Their understanding of the cosmic forces that govern existence made them figures of both fascination and fear. For Solomon, a king renowned for his insatiable quest for wisdom and mastery of the mystical arts, the Nephilim embodied an opportunity for profound enlightenment. Their ancient wisdom promised insight into realms of knowledge that even his unmatched intellect could not yet penetrate. According to esoteric traditions, Solomon's interactions with the supernatural extended beyond his well-documented dealings with demons. Some lost scriptures suggest that Solomon could commune with the Nephilim and other beings whose origins predate even the earliest human civilizations. His famed magical ring, inscribed with the ineffable name of God, granted him dominion over spirits from all planes of existence, demons, angels, and giants alike. Through this conduit, Solomon's wisdom transcended the mortal world. He accessed knowledge from epochs long past, knowledge known only to the Nephilim and similar ancient entities. The Nephilim were not merely colossal in form. They possessed tremendous spiritual power and cosmic understanding. As offspring of angelic and human origins, they had a unique vantage point on both the divine and earthly realms. To engage with them was to glimpse a primordial truth that connected human experience with the divine in ways unimaginable. Solomon, ever the seeker of hidden truths, recognized the Nephilim's potential as invaluable sources of knowledge. In certain accounts, he specifically sought out their spirits, summoning them to unlock the mysteries of existence, mysteries that even his vast intellect could not decipher. The Nephilim, with their ancient understanding of life, death, and the eternal dance between good and evil, held the keys to cosmic secrets that were, for Solomon, worth any risk. One such narrative, preserved in lost scriptures, recounts a deeply poignant encounter between Solomon and the spirit of a Nephilim who perished in the Great Flood. In this tale, Solomon uses his ring to summon the giant's spirit, who appears before him as an imposing and sorrowful figure. Towering over Solomon, the Nephilim radiated both immense power and a profound sadness. Although once a being of glory and strength, the giant had fallen from grace and was now cursed to wander the spiritual realms, consumed by regret and the memories of a time when it walked the earth as a near-divine figure. For Solomon, the encounter was emotionally charged. The sorrow of the Nephilim mirrored the giant's tragic fate and that of its kind. Once beings of immense power and insight, the Nephilim had been brought low by their own hubris and the moral corruption that accompanied their union with humanity. The flood that ended their reign on earth was not merely a divine punishment, but a reckoning for their transgressions. As Solomon stood before the Spirit, he was forced to confront the potential for his own downfall. The very power that elevated him might also lead to his undoing. The Nephilim's downfall served as a powerful reminder of the dangers inherent in wielding such extraordinary abilities. Giants, in many cultures, symbolize overwhelming power, natural forces, and the trials that are beyond human control. They represent challenges that loom large, both physically and metaphorically, often reflecting the internal and external struggles individuals must face. The Nephilim, in particular, embody this symbolism, standing as figures of both strength and tragedy, gifts of extraordinary power, corrupted by human weakness. In modern culture, especially in societies where the pursuit of power, knowledge, and control is a dominant theme, the symbolism of giants continues to resonate. The Nephilim embody the titanic struggles we encounter in life, be they external forces like fate and nature, or internal battles against fear, doubt, and ambition. Through Solomon's interactions with the Nephilim, these struggles are projected onto a grander stage, reflecting both the promise and peril that accompany extraordinary power. Solomon's encounters with the Nephilim are more than just supernatural tales. They are symbolic meditations on power, wisdom, and the complexities of human nature. The ancient giants, with their towering knowledge and tragic fates, serve as mirrors for Solomon's own journey. They reveal both the potential for greatness and the ever-present risk of corruption. In the end, the story of Solomon and the Nephilim acts as a cautionary tale. It underscores that even the most formidable powers carry profound risks, and the line between heroism and hubris is perilously thin. The giants, once beings of immense power, fell because they forgot this delicate balance. Solomon, though wise, faced constant reminders of the fragile nature of power, and his encounters with the Nephilim served as a sobering reflection of this truth. Three, Solomon's legacy in magic and esotericism. King Solomon, renowned in biblical lore as a sovereign of unparalleled wisdom, has left an indelible imprint not only on the annals of political history, but on the esoteric traditions that have transcended centuries. While his earthly feats, such as the construction of the first temple, are well documented, his lasting influence within the realms of magic, mysticism, and the occult extends far beyond the physical world. Solomon's name is invoked in rituals, mystical orders, and secret societies, his life story deeply embedded in the spiritual and esoteric traditions of diverse cultures and eras. In the esoteric imagination, Solomon transcends the role of a mere king. He becomes the custodian of secrets, secrets that span the material and spiritual realms, the sacred and the forbidden. His command over demons, possession of a mystical ring, and his profound knowledge of the hidden mechanics of the cosmos have captivated mystics, magicians, and scholars for generations, each seeking to access the arcane wisdom that Solomon mastered. His legacy in the occult is not only a reflection of his enduring influence, but also a testament to the human pursuit of knowledge that lies beyond the confines of ordinary understanding. Solomon's wisdom, immortalized in the biblical tale of his judgment between two women claiming to be the mother of the same child, extends far beyond such legal and moral dilemmas. In ancient Jewish, Christian, and Islamic traditions, Solomon is depicted as a man whose wisdom transcended the boundaries of the natural world, deeply attuned to the hidden forces of creation, nature, and the metaphysical realms. In the Jewish mystical tradition, especially within the Kabbalistic framework, Solomon's wisdom is understood as both a divine endowment and the result of profound spiritual cultivation. It was believed that Solomon had mastered the ineffable names of God, names that, according to mystical traditions, possess the power to manipulate the very fabric of reality. These sacred names granted Solomon the authority to command not only angels, but also demons and other spirits, creating a bridge between the human and divine realms. This understanding paints Solomon as more than just a wise ruler. He is portrayed as a magus, one who practices the sacred and occult arts, delving into the esoteric truths of existence. This portrayal of Solomon as a master of both divine wisdom and esoteric arts forms the core of his lasting impact on mystical and occult traditions. In many ways, Solomon embodies the archetype of the philosopher-magician, a figure who seeks divine knowledge while contending with the seductive allure of forbidden power. This dual nature, being both a man of God and a practitioner of the arcane, has secured Solomon's place as a central figure in the esoteric traditions of numerous cultures. Solomon's story has been interpreted and adapted across various esoteric streams, each infusing his legacy with new meaning. Jewish Kabbalists, Christian mystics, and Islamic scholars have all seen in Solomon a pivotal figure in the pursuit of hidden knowledge, transforming his wisdom into a cornerstone of their spiritual quests. In Jewish mysticism, Solomon's command over divine names is crucial to Kabbalistic teachings. Kabbalists assert that the names of God contain the essence of creation itself, and that understanding these names allows one to access divine power. Solomon, as the archetypal wise king, was believed to have possessed this sacred knowledge, which enabled him to govern his kingdom and control supernatural entities. Many Kabbalistic texts present Solomon as a master of the Sephirot, the 10 emanations through which God interacts with the world. Solomon's deep understanding of these divine attributes granted him unparalleled insight into the workings of both the physical and spiritual universes. Solomon's influence on Christian esotericism flourished particularly during the Renaissance, when European scholars and magicians, influenced by both Jewish Kabbalah and ancient Greco-Roman traditions, looked to him as a figure of great occult power. The Solomonic tradition became foundational in Renaissance magic, especially in studies of demonology and theurgy, the practice of invoking divine forces. Texts like the Key of Solomon and the Lesser Key of Solomon, attributed to Solomon himself, were central to European magical practice, detailing rituals for summoning spirits and invoking divine names, much as Solomon was said to have done. In Islamic tradition, Solomon is also revered as a prophet and a figure of mystical wisdom. Within Sufi mysticism, Solomon is depicted as one who had mastery over both the material world and the spiritual realm of the jinn, supernatural beings. His control over spirits and command of natural forces is seen as a divine gift, paralleling the Jewish and Christian views of Solomon's power, but also emphasizing the ethical responsibility that comes with such control. Solomon's reputation as a keeper of ancient secrets has made him a central figure in various mystical orders and secret societies, each claiming to safeguard the lost knowledge of Solomon. These societies regard Solomon's wisdom as a key to unlocking the profound mysteries of the universe, believing that by accessing the same knowledge, they too could manipulate the forces of creation. Freemasonry, one of the most well-known esoteric traditions, draws heavily from Solomon's legacy. Freemasonry traces its symbolic origins to the builders of Solomon's temple, viewing the temple's construction as an allegory for the spiritual building of the self. Solomon is revered not merely as a king, but as a master architect of both physical and metaphysical knowledge. Masonic rituals and symbols inspired by Solomon's temple serve to impart deeper truths about existence, the divine-human relationship, and the path to enlightenment. Likewise, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, a secret society from the late 19th and early 20th centuries, incorporated the Solomonic tradition into their practices. Like their Renaissance predecessors, Golden Dawn initiates studied the texts attributed to Solomon, seeking to summon spirits, heal the sick, and gain esoteric insight into the nature of the universe. Solomon's continued prominence in these traditions speaks to the enduring power of his legacy. To many, Solomon symbolizes the ultimate quest for hidden knowledge and power, a figure who bridges the mortal and divine realms, walking the line between sacred and profane wisdom. His life story has become more than history. It is a living myth that guides the esoteric practices of countless seekers. However, Solomon's legacy also raises profound questions about the nature of power and the moral responsibilities that come with it. His ability to command demons and spirits, though often seen as a divine gift, also implies an engagement with forces beyond the holy. This duality, the interaction between divine and dark forces, poses fundamental questions. Can one engage with such power without succumbing to it? Is it possible to wield supernatural influence without being corrupted? For centuries, mystics and philosophers have wrestled with these questions, and Solomon's story continues to be a symbol of the dangers inherent in the pursuit of knowledge. Religious scholars have long debated whether Solomon's wisdom was solely a divine blessing or whether it involved a perilous engagement with forces beyond human comprehension. In Kabbalistic thought, Solomon's mastery of divine names serves as a model for how humans might connect with the divine. Kabbalists believe that by delving deeply into the Torah and practicing mystical rituals, they can ascend to a state of understanding similar to that which Solomon attained. Yet they also warn against the hubris of seeking too much power, cautioning that the pursuit of divine knowledge for selfish ends leads to ruin. Even in the modern world, Solomon's legacy resonates with the ethical dilemmas posed by humanity's increasing control over the natural world. As science and technology advance, granting us unprecedented power, Solomon's story stands as a reminder of the risks that accompany such control. His ability to command supernatural forces was both a blessing and a burden, reminding us that the pursuit of knowledge always walks a fine line between enlightenment and destruction. King Solomon's legacy in magic and esotericism is a reflection of the timeless allure of his story, his mastery over both divine wisdom and the arcane has made him a central figure in mystical and occult traditions, inspiring generations to seek the hidden knowledge he once held. Yet his story also serves as a profound caution. The pursuit of ultimate knowledge is fraught with peril, and the line between sacred power and destructive force is perilously thin. Conclusion. The life of King Solomon embodies the profound dialectic of existence between light and shadow, wisdom and folly, mastery and fallibility. His command over magic, his dealings with demons, and his fabled encounters with giants open a doorway to realms that hover just beyond the limits of human comprehension. In Solomon's tale, we encounter the timeless philosophical struggle, the human desire to attain power, tempered by the imperative to maintain moral integrity, the thirst for knowledge paired with the danger of losing oneself in its depths. For a modern audience, particularly within the American cultural landscape, Solomon's story speaks to universal themes: ambition, the pursuit of power, and the inherent consequences of seeking control over forces that surpass human understanding. Despite Solomon's legendary wisdom, he was not immune to the dangers that accompanied the knowledge and powers he sought to wield. His story becomes a reflection on the tension between human aspiration and the inevitable vulnerabilities that accompany it. In the end, the secrets Solomon carried remain shrouded in mystery, forever beyond our complete grasp. Yet they continue to call to us, beckoning with the allure of hidden truths and uncharted wisdom. As we contemplate his legacy, we are left to ask ourselves whether we, too, are prepared for the answers we might uncover, or if the pursuit of such knowledge will lead us down paths from which there may be no return.